Welcome back to another episode of Who Am I to Judge podcast. I'm Alexis.
And I am Samantha. How are you guys? We are back.
Sorry, I didn't know if you were saying how are you or how are you guys, like if you were talking.
Both to the audience and Alexis, how are you?
I'm good. I'm just exhausted. Like I told you, I'm like just got back from Clifton, New Jersey. I go every day this
God
week.
damn.
So it's like a 2-hour drive there, 2-hour drive back. So I've been in the car for 4 hours.
Oh, hell
Then
no.
I
With somebody?
Yes, so we were talking the whole time. Then I interviewed children from 3 to 6. So I was talking the whole time then. I had meetings before I went to Clifton. So I was just like, I'm there. And then like in the hour I had from getting home to this, I caught up with Kimberly. And so it's just
my God.
I am like literally, I'm exhausted. That's why I'm like, I can't
You can't
talk
be
long
talking
today.
before our podcast. You're not going to have any juice for us. Anywho.
Yeah. How are you?
I hate when you have busy days. I'm good. I'm also pretty tired. I just got home not too long ago and I've just been, eating dinner, taking care of Jupiter, getting ready for this podcast. I also feel like I just haven't, like, since the Taurus full moon. Sorry, y'all, she's yawning in your ear.
All right.
Since the Taurus full moon, I just was like up late a lot. Sometimes the full moon can throw off your sleep. So I just feel like I'm still catching up on sleep. Yeah, but I did want to also say, if anybody is feeling like a shift out there, we just had a really big like astrological shift that I wanted to tell you guys about. And I also feel like I feel a little tired because of that too.
Okay.
So Pluto just moved into Aquarius. It has been in Capricorn for, let me see exactly how many years, but like, and like, basically this is a big deal because it stays there for about 20 years or so.
Wow. Okay.
So the last time or like it won't ever be in Capricorn in our lifetime again. It will be in this sign until like 2043 or something like that. And yeah, it's a big deal because Pluto is like the planet of like change, destruction, all that kind of stuff. I believe that Pluto entered into Capricorn in like 2008, and so that was like a big year in terms of like, Obama and all that stuff. But anyway, it's just a huge like shift. Like we're definitely going to be seeing a lot of like technological changes, and also Aquarius is all about like humanitarian and the collective and community and like doing things like differently. So yeah, it's like all the astrologers are like, we're here, like we officially here in Pluto and Aquarius. And
So how are you feeling? Sorry, how are you feeling?
I feel very curious. I mean, we have been living in like such crazy times, but I also do feel like I definitely feel like Octavia Butler, like when she wrote Parable of the Sower for this time, like she definitely looked at the astrology of the time, because you can look ahead and be like, okay, like this is what, this is where the planets will be in this year or whatever. So yeah, I think it's interesting that, yeah, I'm just living every day, like trying to stay close to like positivity and information that can help us as a humanity. I've been listening to Janaya, I think that's their name. They're trans and they like often like comment on just like politics and culture.
Okay.
They have like a big fro. They're
I
pretty
love
cute.
that.
Anyways, huh?
I said I love that. I love a good big throw.
Yes, and they're like an activist, and I found their podcast, and they post like every day. And so I've just
Wow.
been listening to all their takes on just what's happening in our world. But I'll post that in our show notes if anybody's
In the
interested in that.
notes.
Yeah. But
Can we get to it? Let's get to it. So I'll ask you, who's on trial? I feel like you had some stuff you wanted to talk about.
well, yeah, I definitely wanted
Or
to
what's on
talk of
trial.
oh, it's a little glitchy. Yeah, I definitely wanted to talk about a couple of things. Well, one, I wanted to talk about like this new platform that we're all on. Blue Sky just literally has like 20 million users, and it's kind of crazy. Like, I feel like this is a big shift in terms of like Pluto and Aquarius stuff. Like, it's like about technology, and actually a lot of our topics are about technology. So I just wanted to like say that like Blue Sky exists now, and we are on there, so you can find us on there.
I feel like it's so interesting. People are just so innovative and like forward thinking in the sense that like I was just like looking at Blue Sky as you were talking about it, and it's funny because I literally thought it was called BlueSky until Julie was like, "You mean Blue
What?
Sky?" I'm like, "Oh shit," because
Alexis.
someone had texted it to me as like no spaces, so I thought it was one word. I was like, "Oh, BlueSky, that's a cute little like interesting name, like Twitter, like it's just whatever." And then she was like, "What the fuck, Blue Sky?" I was like, "Oh,
it is one word though."
right." So reading it, I was like, "Oh, BlueSky, like that's an interesting
I
thing."
gotcha.
But I feel like with I was just looking it up, and it was like in 2023 they like trademarked their logo, and they officially launched in October 2024. And I was like, wow, like I wonder if they literally were just like, like seeing how this election, cycle was going, Elon Musk's like influence, and just like knowing that like this will be a perfect time to like launch a competitor, because plenty of people will be incentivized to leave like X now to go to our new platform. And I'm just like, wow, like to have had the thought. I mean, I think about like with COVID, like how like how like with COVID, literally people years before, I remember I did an internship actually like the summer of 2021 maybe. And they like part of the internship was like every week they brought in a new like millionaire, and you could just like ask them
Oh
questions
yeah, I
like how to be a
remember that.
millionaire. And one of them was like, I literally just had like a thought that like there was this new platform called Zoom coming out like years ago, and I just had the forethought that like, oh, like eventually work people are gonna do this, because then they can hire someone from London, like like they don't have to like be. And they were just like, and then like once there was like rumblings of a pandemic in China before it got here, they were like, I invested like a majority of my money in it, because it was like, if it comes here, no one can go to work, And I was like, wow, like it's just like how you can have like the thinking to be like, oh, in the future this will make sense because of this context. And I feel like Blue Sky kind of met the moment. Like
Yes.
people were going to be disgusted with Elon, people were going to be disgusted with Trump. Oh, let's make a competitor and take all their people. 20 million people, amazing.
Yes, and like apparently this was like a part of Twitter at some point.
Oh.
And like the Blue Sky aspect of it was like, because I just looked at this
It's the former Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey who started Blue Sky.
yeah, so I was just on her Twitter or on her Blue Sky.
Is Jack
And
Dorsey a girl? Wow. Okay.
well, her name is Jay Grabber.
That's another person. Blue Sky is currently run by the software engineer. Jay Grabber is a software engineer. The CEO, the founder of Blue Sky, though, is Jack Dorsey, who is the former CEO of Twitter.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Jay Grabber is the CEO currently of Blue Sky.
Oh, okay.
But she was
I see her.
Yeah, which is cool. It's a woman.
It's a woman, yeah.
And then also like she was sharing like 20 facts about BlueSky, like since there's
Mm-hmm.
20 million people. And she was like, the name BlueSky was originally a placeholder for the project started by Twitter to build an open social protocol. Purely by coincidence, my mother gave me the name Lantina, which translates to blue sky. I probably butchered the name. But yeah, like it definitely is very interesting. And I think, like you said, meeting the moment, and I think we're gonna see stuff like that, like things just like kind of take off, like the world that we see today is gonna be different by like Pluto touches everything, like changes everything it touches, and that's why I brought up Octavia Butler, because I know Parable of the Sower is all about change and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
like making the start of that book like right when we're about to go into Pluto and Aquarius, I feel like is interesting. But anyways, speaking of technology, I also really am dying to talk about this because it really pissed me off yesterday. Yesterday, Kim Kardashian, I just cannot, this lady posted up her new
The Tesla robot, yeah.
robots that
Mm-hmm.
she got from like I mean
Tesla,
obviously
yeah.
Tesla,
Mm-hmm.
Elon Musk, and one of the first people in the world to have a Tesla robot. She got two of them, one in
Okay.
gold, one in like the silver color. And then something called like a cyber cab or something she also got, that's like
What is that?
I don't know exactly, but I think it's like a self-driving
Like
kind of
self-driving
thing.
car, or is it like a scooter? Like what is it?
It's a
It's a
car.
car? Oh
Yes, it's the
wow.
Tesla Cybercab. Sorry, not Robocops. Robotaxi is an upcoming 2-passenger battery electric self-driving car. And it's
Wow.
just like, I just am so, I mean, obviously that confirms a lot of things. Like we said that this girl definitely voted for Trump. I feel like this was like a triple double down on that without saying it. And it's just gross. Like I'm just so grossed out by these billionaires, especially the ones that are like Kim Kardashian, who knows what the fuck is going on in this country and is just, like proudly, like I feel like at
Well,
this
this is
point,
my thing. I'm
I feel
like, oh,
like
sorry,
at this
finish.
point, I just feel like at this point, it's just like you are no longer like trying to act like you are for anybody but yourself, literally.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like for me, like this is just a really short tangent, but it goes to what you're saying. There's like this WNBA player named Sophie Cunningham who like everyone knows voted for Trump the last time for the election. And so they've been like nicknamed her MAGA Barbie, like this just whenever people talk about her. And so basically one of her teammates made a video being like, yeah, I cut off all ties with this woman now. Like, if no one can tell me they love me if they're voting against my rights. She makes a TikTok about it. Sophie then responds to the TikTok and is like, LOL, like you didn't even have a direct conversation with me, bah ha ha, whatever, just being petty. And I will never forget a creator stitched her video and was just like, stitched her comment and was like, anyone who didn't vote for Trump would just be like, I didn't vote for Trump. Like that would be the first thing out of their like mouth. Like if you accuse them of voting for Trump, anyone who didn't vote for Trump or is not a Trump supporter would say, I didn't vote for Trump. Anytime someone responds to an accusation of getting like of like voting for Trump by just literally being like saying nothing, you voted for Trump. And so I feel like that's kind of what it is. Like, it's just like that whole family got so many accusations that week of the election and then especially election day. And for them to not immediately make a statement saying, I didn't vote for Trump
Well,
tells me
no.
everything I need to know. Y'all voted for fucking Trump.
She
And
posted
it's just like,
his daughter,
I know.
like the day before. I'm just
And I was
like,
just,
obviously, like that's
mm-hmm.
her. Like I was watching something and it's just like, or I was watching a deep dive on TikTok that they were talking about like Trump and just like him over the years. They were actually talking about his wife that they had Ivanka, that, you know, was the mother of Ivanka. Also, I didn't know that woman was buried in his, like, I don't know if it was Mar-a-Lago. It might have been. I think it is actually, but it's on, like, she's by herself, like, buried next to the to the golf course,
Mm-hmm.
and it's because, like, he wants to get, like, cemetery, you know, like, not have to pay, like, cemetery. So he has
Mm-hmm.
one of his ex-wives just casually buried, like, on the side of, like, these people are sick. But
Mm-hmm.
anyways, I just am like, yeah, like, if you're gonna, these people grew up together, you know, like, they're from the same, like, it's just like, you know, if your dad or something was,
Mm-hmm.
like, running, and it's just like, you know, like,
I
of
just
course
think
she
it's
voted for
weird that
her.
like I mean, it just goes to like everything we say about black women, right, who are with black men, where it's just like y'all will birth the kid, y'all will marry the man, but when it comes, like, at the end of the day, y'all will not, like, I mean, this is what they say
Yeah.
about some women, right? That y'all will not like stand to protect them and stand for their rights if it's at the expense of your white woman rights. And it's just like, you have black children. Allegedly, to her, she said she's a single mother, and it's just like you have, and it's like for this election, when a black woman who looks like North actually is blacker than, like, physically, phenotypically, than
Mhm.
this woman, you
Mhm.
literally are like,
Right,
well,
Alexis.
like,
Right.
you
Nope, you
know,
can't be the
I'm fine.
president.
Yeah,
I
like
don't want you to
I'm,
have
and
that
it's like, and I
visual.
guarantee you it's all because of money.
It
Because
is
Kim
all
at
because
this
of
point
money.
has had done the education to know about the, like, inequity in the criminal justice system. She's done enough work to understand, like, I'm not saying deeply, but understand racism is there. I'm sure she's seen her kids get treated
Oh my
differently because being
god.
rich does not take you away from it. And to still vote for Trump, it's like
It's
clearly all you
definitely
care about is
money.
money, and it's sick.
Absolutely.
I'm like, I don't want, like, I don't want that. And also, like, the, like, audacity in the sense that she was not, clearly did not think that, like, she was gonna face any consequence by literally a week after the election or 2 weeks after the election posting stuff about
Right.
Tesla, which
That's
is
what I'm saying. I'm
crazy.
like, we need to be done
It's kind
with,
of like
I
what you
know.
said last week. White women are getting too comfortable. It's like, this is a too comfortable
Yeah.
action.
Oh
You
yeah.
should be embarrassed and scared to post this because you think you're gonna get,
Exactly.
like,
Exactly. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, just
excommunicated.
unsupported. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
like, black people, black women especially, like, we need to be done with these bitches. Like, I know I liked the Kardashians when they first came out. They were like sisters, you know, and, like, you know, they had the money, they were had the style, you know, like, they're beautiful, whatever. So it was like, oh yeah, like, this is fun, you know. It's like, you know, it was like, I feel like probably like an aspiring thing too, but it's just like these people just had money, and yeah, like, it's just much more sinister, and I just feel like I hate that we made them so famous and, like, cared about, like, you know, just, and I hate that, like, we do need to figure out how to be more protective of our culture. And it's just like, yeah, it's just, I just can only hope that we can just stop going to sleep, because this happens all the time. And then, you know, she puts out like a good picture, like, literally, or even a good product, like, okay, Skims is comfortable, whatever. I haven't bought Skims, I haven't worn
I will
Skims.
never buy it.
I will never buy it either. But I'm just saying, like, okay, she puts out a good picture, she puts out a good robe. Who the hell cares? Like, you know, it's just like, at the end of the day, we do have to, like, have our, we need to be 200% with not 200%, 92% with that. You know, like, that's
Yeah,
easy.
it's
Don't
weird
watch the
to me that
shows, like,
people. I feel like we know people that probably still watch the show, that or give it a view when they're like, when they're just like, I don't know what to watch. Fine, I'll put it on Hulu.
and
Who
I
like
get the
engage. I don't.
fascination.
I don't. That's like the thing. I'm not like I was turned off back when Chloe was wearing fucking cornrows. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I don't get the fascination because it's like I have literally not watched a season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians or now the Kardashians, whatever it's called,
Alexis.
since like at least when I was living in Milwaukee. So that's like 10 years ago, possibly prior.
I
So that's what I'm saying.
know,
I don't get the
Alexis, but
fascination because I'm just like
some
I
people
get that people are, but I'm saying I don't understand it because it's just like it is. What are the? It's not interesting. Like I don't know. I feel like there's so many other reality TV shows that are just more fun.
I mean, it's just that it's just the window into
Richness.
that life. Yeah, it's like that. I think is the fascination too, and it's like, and yeah, it's just like, yeah, I like nice things. I want to like see that on TV, but it's just at this point, I do feel like people are waking up and are
It's
just
like annoying. I just hate people. It's like it took her what to vote for Trump to ruin the country, and now you want to wake up? Kiss my fucking ass. You're just as bad as her.
I know, Alexis, but
what is the
Go
robot
ahead.
supposed to do? Like, I don't know. Is it just like another thing in the house that like just moves around? Like, what is it programmed to do? Is it programmed to do anything you want it to do? Like,
Alexis, I don't know. I'm guessing to like help you
so like
to go get
will
some to be a slave for you, basically.
slave. I want to look that up because I'm just like, you're telling me this can like to fidelity like do my laundry. Like I just don't believe it.
I'm so sorry. Like this is another part of my like villain era. Like I really hope these robots like I robot their ass. Like they really are getting too comfortable. You know, it's just like I don't understand how the wealthy can just do this like in front of our faces, so like that they're not scared enough. And I hope for all of us, I'm not going to judge you if you've been watching the Kardashians up until now. Maybe that's what it took for you to wake up. Like,
so this is just like not worth it. Like this is what it can do.
It's not
do you want to
worth
hear
it. What? Oh, the Tesla.
Okay, I just looked it up and this is what it says on the website. It can perform tasks typically handled by humans, such as carrying a package inside, watering plants, serving drinks, and walking dogs. It can also then just like
never trust it with my dog.
And I'm just like, exactly, I would never trust it to walk my fucking dog. Secondly, I'm just like, and then also just like, scared. I also just feel like some of these things are misleading in the sense where it's like, yeah, it takes a package inside for you. It's like, okay, so you're telling me if an Amazon person comes at the end of their driveway, because I'm sure they're not letting fucking Amazon come up to their door, this robot can navigate down to that, pick it up, and come back. No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
What do you mean you don't believe
like the
it? Like,
robot
you don't believe the capabilities of
I don't believe that the robot can walk down their probably long ass winding driveway.
You must not have seen the videos of these robots like flipping and.
Okay, they said that it can flip, but I feel like that can be just like
you need to
flip.
go.
But I'm saying like different packages are different sizes, objects, like different colors. You're telling me it can locate that this is my package. Like that's what I'm saying. I don't believe some of this.
Yes, Alexis.
But I mean, it says that it can flip. Like it says it on the thing, it can flip. I'm sure that's probably one of its programming. But I'm just like, there's so many different types of boxes. You're telling me you can pick the right one.
But what I'm just saying is that I have seen those videos where it's like this robot is like doing crazy things that we can't do because we're not able to like balance ourselves in that way.
It says that on that. It says it can balance on one limb, but I'm talking about doing the actual, like, besides its movement, I'm curious if it can actually, to fidelity, do exactly what I want, like that way. I don't know if it can do it.
I think picking up a package is easy.
I think if it's sitting right here, but to like get the package, identify that this is my package,
a GPS and a scanner in your face, and
we'll
be
see.
Like, okay,
I'd like
that's
to
her
see
name.
it.
Like,
I'd like to see it.
I think that is. I mean, they have robots that deliver food.
I have never seen a walking robot like this. I've seen like the little car that delivers
What's the difference?
Food. I guess that's a good point. We'll see. We'll see. Like I said, I'd like to see it.
And I mean, yeah, like it is. It's just my thing is just like they can be programmed to do a lot of things. They can do a lot of they can lift more than humans. They can, like run probably really fast or something. And it's just like anybody I just hope that we start to have some like I'm just this is sad. Like I feel like I'm just waiting for like a savior of some kind of like somebody to just either figure this whole shit out and like take some of these people out. I'm so sorry. I don't know if I can say that on our podcast.
With the S
But
word?
just
Oh, just killing people?
yes, like just somebody
Yeah, probably
like
not.
just get rid of all of them. Just you know who I'm talking about, like Elon Musk, Trump, like just
That's the
all of
one
the
person
evil
it's probably
people.
scanned to never turn against.
I hate them. Like, what's wrong
You
with
know
them,
that movie? What was that
Alexis?
movie? It
How do
was with
they not care?
They just money. I think when you get to we get a certain point of money, it just nothing will affect you.
You
Remember
know
that
what?
movie with Julia Roberts where like it was like all the Teslas, like all the electric cars were like reported to this area and just like went in a line. The Obamas like
Oh,
produced it.
yes.
I can see like one day the robots
Duh.
doing that where it's like we're an
That was
army
the
now.
warning. Oh my God, that was the warning. It's a
Mm-hmm.
computer. You can freaking hack anything like that. And that's why I'm
Absolutely.
just like it just gave me a thought. A friend of mine was saying how like fame is like she thinks fame is like an addiction kind
Mm-hmm.
of,
Yeah.
and
Kim
it's just like
Kardashian talks about that.
yeah, and like we've heard songs about it, like Hollywood by Beyonce and Jay-Z,
Yeah.
but I truly feel like yeah, money and fame, it's like it's a sick addiction, and
Mm-hmm.
because I literally can't understand how these people witness atrocities and then also just have the like wherewithal to like gloat about it and just
Do
feel
you
like
think
it's
that
never
they
gonna happen, like nothing's ever gonna happen to them.
Do you think that they see it? Like, I guess I say that in the way of like, we can go to, like, because of where we live, we can literally like drive down the street in our own car and literally see people begging for food and money. I'm curious if like these gated communities in these hills are so far remote from like normal LA Hollywood people that like it would take them like 20-minute drive to get down to like
but
actually where
they
people
but
are.
they go down
That
there
if
though.
they're down there, but they're in like the most manicured situations. They're not living life
Mm,
like how we live it. And I guess I say that to say, I'm not saying they don't see it, right? But it's impossible to not see what's in front of you. But I'm saying that like, I wonder if it's at a distance to a level that they can like cognitive dissonance. Like they can just get, like, they don't see it as like,
I
they
just
don't
can't
register it the way
imagine
we
that.
register it.
I don't need to see it in person for me to like want to do like have the
There are a lot
empathy
of people that I have like
and
I agree, but there are a lot of people who feel that way. I know somebody's parents who like literally they did not start caring about like people of color's rights until they had to like care about a person of color. You know what I'm saying? It's like there are
right.
people like that though.
Yeah.
And
I mean, when you think about a Kim Kardashian or a Trump, they have never had to experience
I think
anything
that's something we
close.
have to remember,
Yeah,
right?
for
As much
them.
as we've grown up in a bubble as like being from the DMV, they have grown up in their own bubble of like this rich elite
Sick
upper
people
class,
killing
you know,
OJ.
but not
Like,
even that. It's just like
mm,
going to school from the time you're in kindergarten with everyone else who has had mansions and private jets to like, and then living your
yeah,
full
for your
life like
whole
that.
life.
So it's just like
Yeah.
I can understand, not that I condone it, but I can physically understand how they live a life where a common person is just not even in their mind because a friend is not like nobody in their circle besides the nannies. And at this point, I wonder if they even think the nannies are common people because the nannies are living this Lux life too. They're just having to work doing it. Like, I wonder if they even like,
I
I don't
just
think
feel
they
like
think about it, you know?
I just feel like that is insane.
I mean, it's a crazy, insane existence. You're
I
absolutely
just
right.
I just can't imagine even if I did have like I just feel like it's
I mean, it's sick. It's a
your
sick
mind can
existence.
imagine what that would be
You're
like.
right.
You've
It's
been hungry
capable.
before, you
It's
know?
capable of imagining, but it doesn't even come up as a thought to imagine. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's so far removed. It's not even like like right now I could think about kids in, I'm just going to say a random place like Romania. I have the capability to do that, but it's not even a thought because I just don't, it's not even in my world to
Right.
talk about it. I feel like it's like that with them. It's like, I could, yes, physically think about people struggling, but I
Right.
have never had to witness it, be a friend to it. It's just not even a thought, you know?
Right.
Like,
That's insane.
and it's sick. That's the sick part about it. That's the sick part about it. And I feel like I just pray
And
for
they're
those
idiots.
kids.
What the fuck is like? I'm just like, then why did all the people that have all this money are just such idiots? Like, I'm just like, I just
Because
wish.
America's full of idiots and they give those people money.
I just can't. I mean, you're right, Alexis. Like, the way that this money was generated was from,
The empire
means
was from
that were,
us. Like, was
yeah,
from the common people.
exactly. They have
And
they've had a huge head start, of us not even being able to have money, just based off of our skin color, like not even anything other than that. Like, we were just getting rights for these things. It's just fucking wild.
It's sick. They're
I just want to
trash.
shake some of them. It's like,
They're
please
trash
stop
and
supporting them.
we
Thank
don't
you.
support them. I want to, before we like end in 15 minutes or so, I wanted to talk about Beyonce.
Yes, Beyonce, the girl. She
Yes.
is coming for us, okay? Beyonce
Yes.
is.
She will be, well, it was announced, I think, yesterday, maybe, that she will be doing the halftime show for the Texans versus Baltimore Ravens game on Christmas, and it will be live streamed on Netflix. What are your thoughts? Oh my God, did you watch the video I sent you? I sent you a video of the.
I watched some of it. I didn't watch the whole thing because you like to imagine like the show before it happens. Like,
I do.
What do you think she's gonna do? Like, do the
I'm
set
gonna
list
talk a
and
little
all
bit
that
about
stuff.
that today.
You
just so
can.
you know.
You can. I mean, I enjoyed like the first like 30 seconds, but I was like, I cannot. This was that was a long ass video.
Yeah, she gives you like this is what I think is happening.
The whole thing.
What are your thoughts on this?
Well, it's funny because I've had some time, with it. So my thoughts are, the timing of all of this is very interesting. And I think that obviously, I think this was planned a long time ago. So they were hoping for a Kamala, like, we're going into the new year, Beyonce's doing Netflix. Like, I feel like that gives it a whole nother feeling of this moment that could have been like really amazing and cool.
Absolutely.
And so honestly, like, when it first came out, I was a little bit just like, like, this is just a reminder of the the machine of just NFL Christmas Day. Like, it's just such a capitalism like day. And it's just like kind of like, what the fuck? I don't know. I was a little bit like, I always am excited to see Beyonce perform. Like, I love this lady. I am always going to have a, twinkle in my eye when it's like, yeah, we're going to get a Beyonce performance.
Yes.
But I am just like, this is weird. Like, like, this is kind of, I would not be having these same thoughts if Kamala won. So I think that's interesting. What do you think?
That's really good in like perspective.
I think I would be just ready for the party.
Yeah. That's interesting perspective. I was literally, before we got on, I had like 5 minutes of like quiet and I was just like scrolling and I saw this like girl make a TikTok about like kind of just like how the NFL is just so kind of fucked up, and then how she's like doing this halftime show, and I feel like this I'm obviously first and foremost a Beyonce fan. I'm very excited. This is the first official Cowboy Carter like performance. We are, I'm so anxious to see like what is she going to
I
perform?
know.
How's
I'm
it
a
going to
little
look?
nervous too. Y'all know I
Yeah,
be getting nervous for her.
it's like
I'm
this
just like,
anxious, nervous. I feel like,
especially with the state of this country right
mm-hmm.
now. Go ahead.
I feel like, I was a little like this. I don't know. It's just like 2 weeks after the election, you are gonna do a halftime show with the NFL, which is like historically like white, like toxic white supremacist like beliefs and values, like blackballed, Colin Kaepernick to this day. And then it's like it's like this billionaire perform at this like $1 billion industry, probably, who knows, I could be wrong and I'll eat my words if I'm wrong, might like then announce a tour, coming at the end of this, for it's like probably a multi-million-dollar project, and it's just like and then on the platform that's like a
Yeah, on Netflix
capitalistic
just did
awful
the
company,
Mike
right?
Tyson fight.
And so it's just like I was like, I
They're
don't know if
obviously
the
going into
optics,
sports.
yeah, like I don't know, well, my point was more so that like Netflix is like a corrupt kind of company at times, and so it's just like the optics kind of aren't there in the way that I think she's gonna brand this, which is going to be, we got to stand together, black women, black people struggle, and it's just like the optics just aren't aligning for me if that's going to be your messaging and how America's flawed, because it's like at the end of the day you're going back to your mansion, right? At the end of the day we aren't fighting the same fight. I guess it's what I'm trying to say.
Yes, right.
And I feel like
It's a big
sometimes that gets
reminder of that.
lost, because I feel like sometimes Beyonce, and I love Beyonce, like this is like, you can love something and critique it, as I always say. And I think one of the deepest points of love is to be like like understanding and critical and know they're not perfect. And I feel like it's just kind of like sometimes I do think she brands herself as like, like she's kind of in the trenches with us. Right. And I think it's very, especially with like black women, black people.
You
and
won't
yes,
break my soul.
rich, and it is true in the to the extent that like being rich does not, excuse Beyonce from racism. Just like being disrespected. We saw that in the Renaissance movie.
She has her
but I
struggle,
feel like,
yes.
Exactly. But I feel like
she's not
we
making
then
$16.
Well,
anymore.
I was just gonna say, I then feel like we then have to have the deeper level of analysis that goes with that, which is that, but also Beyonce's not fighting the normal, like this typical fight that a black woman in America is fighting. And I feel like sometimes she brands herself as that, when it's just like, no, we're not fighting the same fight. I'm fighting what you are, which is like capitalism, right? Like some of us are like, fuck these fucking 1% billionaires.
Yes.
Don't give them any more tax breaks. They shouldn't exist. She is trying to actively keep that status, right? So it's just kind of like, we're not fighting the same fight at all. And then the NFL, it's like, you're doing deals with them because they make you money. I actively never try to watch an NFL game because of what they did to Colin Kaepernick. And I think it's actually a corrupt business that makes money off the backs of black men. And so it's gross. Just like, we're not fighting the same fight. And I don't mean to say that, like, ultimately I will be watching because I love Beyonce. But again, I also have critical thinking where I can pull two things at once. Yeah. And so it's just like, I just felt like the optics weren't there for the first, like, 2 weeks post-election. This is what you do with the NFL. But like, I don't know. It was just kind of weird.
That's why it's just funny, because this was not like this was not the plan. Like, I'm telling everybody, like, the astrologers and the people that have always got it wrong, girl. Predicted, but even that guy that's predicted all the elections, like, that's why it's like people are saying that, like, I do believe that this was a January 6th, but like on a billionaire scale, where it's like, we're gonna take this by any means necessary and put these fucking clowns in position. Like, it's just like it's just a fucking joke. But like, I was just gonna say that.
Go ahead.
Now I'm forgetting. Just go ahead and I'll try.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, a lot of people have been talking like what they think she's gonna do, and I just kind of wanted to give my thoughts. What I'm hoping for, I'll say that I'm hoping for a medley of Cowboy Carter. I'm hoping that it's not just one song. I'm hoping that it's a medley. I hope that we get up-tempo songs. I hope we get some slower songs. I hope she brings out like maybe Miley Cyrus because they're in Texas, or Post Malone or someone, or the Black girls that sing Blackbird. I hope that like one of those would be great. I also hope that we get a true Beyonce full out dance break at some point. I'm hoping that we get it, whether maybe it's for Spaghetti. I'm hoping we get a full out legitimate dance break. I don't want one where the dancers start it and you just come in for the end. I don't want it where you do the hand motions and they do it. I want a full out, I'll say it again, 8 count
Alexis,
dance break.
Are you the dance coach?
And so those are my things that I'm hoping, and I think it's possible. Like, I mean, the girl, like,
Yes,
the TikTok I sent you, like, she was like, Beyonce's gonna ride in a horse, 16 carriages
cool.
is gonna be playing. She was like, after she gets to tears I cried, it's gonna be This Ain't Texas. Everyone's gonna like jump up because it's like we're in Texas, like hell yeah, let's go. Like she's gonna sing that. Like, she had a good little like arc for it. And I'm like, of course, I think she'll sing Texas Hold'em because that's iconic. You're in Texas. It was a #1 hit song. She's doing Texas Hold'em. And I think the crowd's gonna go crazy. I think I also would love to hear, like, she's like, when she was going through everything for Cowboy Carter, I was like, I forgot how much I love some of these songs. Like, give us Sweet Honey Buckin', like, and Talk About the South. Yeah. Give us, like, she said, she thinks.
Listen to
I listened to it today, actually. Like, give us Blackbird, give us all of it, because I'm just like, literally, like, I want this to be legitimate. My worst nightmare, and I'll end it here. My worst nightmare fear that she will do is get up there, sing 16 carriages, and then be gone. Like, no dancers. She sings, she looks beautiful, she sounds amazing, but she just stands there, sings 16 carriages, and walks out. Like, give us the full halftime show with, again, a full out 8 count legitimate dance break, where it's like, I'm talking Beachella, I'ma get into the money type of dance break. Okay, give me that.
I don't know if you're gonna get that, but I don't know if she's gonna get all that, but I'm excited to see it. I was just gonna say that I do feel like it's just interesting, the sequence of events of just like us, just this election and like what this moment could have been versus like what it is now. It's just like, I think it is kind of like the universe is just not letting us go to sleep. It's just like, nope, you're not gonna like, you're not gonna be able to just like forget that this is this is capitalism. So yeah, but I'm excited, like thinking about the songs and just like what it's gonna be is exciting. I did see some people that are just like, just the red, white, and blue. Like, people are just like, okay, it's like time to wrap that up. Like, it's like, we're not feeling like that. Like, we are not feeling patriotic.
We are not feeling patriotic about it. And I think she has to think about her branding, because I think it will be very strange in 2025 under Trump presidency to go to a concert where red, white, and blue is everywhere. I think that would be like disturbing.
I think there could be like race riots there, like,
yes, I think it would be very disturbing, and like there would be Confederate flags snuck up in places. Like, I think that like she really needs to think about the branding of this and go lean more cowboy, mean more like hats, Texas culture, Texas black cowboys, come dressed in your best like Texas cowboy thing, and abandon the red, white, and blue like optic, because I just don't think it would be different. I think if you're right, if Kamala was president, it would be like, wow, this is the future of America. It would be a different tone. But I feel like now the tone is just a little tone.
Oh my God,
deaf.
we are mourning. Okay, like, people are, like you said, people are radicalized. People are radicalized from
and
this.
So I hope that, I mean, this is the thing.
And I hope it sticks. I don't want to go back to sleep.
About Beyonce.
I don't want Kim Kardashian on Beyonce's internet playing with the damn Tesla.
She's gonna continue.
When they're clowns. They're making a mockery of.
I just want one thing I feel like we know about Beyonce is that like her team is watching. They're they tried to meet the moment, and so I feel like this might be her opportunity to be like, oh, I'm kind of rebranding Cowboy Carter, like, watch it. So like
Yeah,
that's what
let's
I'm
hope.
hoping what will happen.
Last thing I'm gonna say is me and Danielle were just like, damn, we kind of wish that like right now was like the Renaissance moment, because how
Yeah.
amazing would that be to like, have
Mm-hmm.
like the girls on stage, like, like
Mm-hmm.
fuck y'all, perfect
Mm-hmm.
patriotic shit. Like we're coming to fuck shit up,
Mm-hmm.
that'd
Yeah.
be cool. But
It's interesting how things and
like
timing
things are
works.
playing out
I just want,
crazily.
but I feel like I hope how she was like, we were going through the pandemic and we knew that we needed something like uplifting. I hope she understands that, like, we have just got terrible news about the president that's coming in January. Please don't give us 16 carriages. Like we don't need a time for a beautiful, like, ballad. We want to have fun. We want joy. We want to hear, like a mechanical bull. Like, we want to hear Tyrant. We want to, like, I just, like, let's hear Texas Hold'em. Like, I don't want to hear 16 carriages.
I do want to hear a little
I
16
don't.
carriages. Alexis doesn't
I'll.
like any of the slow
I
songs.
don't really love slow songs. No, that is
We
true.
know.
I like the beginning of Sweet Honey
I
Bucket.
just love when she sings. She's
I do
gonna
too.
probably sing she might start it with American Requiem,
I
honestly.
thought that too, but
And she might end it with Amen.
I think she will end with AM regard. Like, that's one thing I think
Okay,
for
yeah, maybe
sure she'll end with
yeah.
AM. But I think beginning, I don't know. I can see it where it's like it always. I feel like the arc for her stuff is always like it's something slow that kind of give like a snippet and then it gets high. Like even for her Super Bowl, it was like they're doing the countdown and then she like walks to the middle and then like starts, And I feel like it's always like she's gonna start with something
Yes.
like
And she's
slow
in
for a
Texas
second.
again. It's like, let's do the rodeo. Let's ride in
Maybe
a
Texas Hold'em will
horse.
be last actually. Because I feel like
Yeah,
that's a good
right.
song to end in Texas with.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But we'll see on
I
Christmas Day at 4:30.
I do want to say one other thing. I feel
Yes.
like this was a big moment of like just I think Beyonce and Jay-Z, like, this is like gonna sound crass, like putting their dick on the table. Like it's just like just doing like a dick measuring contest.
What do you
'Cause,
mean
like,
by that? Like
well,
between them or
no, just in this world that we're like, just in this like I guess time, like in this political time and this time in our culture, I feel like it's just kind of like a reminder a little bit. Like it's very interesting that they are at these tables in a weird way. But I do, just because like Kendrick was, like how like those ads were like tied together. How it was like Kendrick was like throwing her the ball. People are like putting that together. It's just like, yeah, this was planned for a long time, I swear.
I feel
And
like you
it's
brought up a
just
good
like,
point where it's
yeah.
like it just also seems like not like it seems like it, but it's like Jay-Z is like kind of like her pimp, but not in like a way that he's her pimp, but like it's like you are part of this organization, you do the Super Bowl performances, you have organized the fact that like
I mean, it's just like I feel like it's more so like it's in the vein of just like, you are Beyonce, like you can do another, like, who does this? Like nobody does another, basically like makes up a, like, am I tripping? There's not a Christmas performance every year, or maybe I'm tripping. I don't
hell
watch
no. I
football.
mean, usually the NBA has games and people watch them. And I'm not saying the NFL doesn't, but I'm just saying it is never, my
And I'm
family in
like, maybe it's
particular, we have never been
happened.
like, let's watch the halftime show at the
Right,
Christmas show. I think
exactly.
this is very much like Beyonce can do what she wants.
Making
He
another
made the
Super Bowl
call being
moment.
like, Texans are playing on Christmas Day. She's performing at halftime and we have the deal with Netflix. You don't need to worry about it. Like, it's just like, I feel like that's how that went. Like, it was just like the cards are drawn on the table. It's happening, but I just want it to be like a Super Bowl 2.0. Like, it's just like what I really hope that it's not is like one song, 2 minutes, and it's over.
I don't know. I am, you guys, like, as Black people, They've been playing with us. This Mike Tyson fight, all the things. Like
Exactly.
it's
That's and I
we
can
just
see a
been
world where
taking
they're playing with us
L's.
this too, where it's
Yeah,
like
they're like,
they're
you get
trying
2
to
minutes, bitch.
exactly they're
Like,
trying to
oh,
bring a bunch of
hell no.
eyes to this event on Netflix, and then it's like she
Exactly.
sings 16 carriages for 2 minutes and walks
These
off. Like,
anticlimactic moments. Like that's
right.
what it's been recently.
It has, and that's why I'm just kind of like I just
Because they're
don't.
literally getting our eyes and numbers for nothing. For like these like very
Money.
yeah, these like big like, you know, things that are just meaningless. And I guess that's what I really want. I want this to have meaning in terms of like just being inspiring or just taking up space as a Black woman in this time. Like we need a win, bro. We need a win. So I'm
We'll
grateful,
see.
but I'm also just like, I'm nervous just for the timing. And I think that people now more than ever are ready to, you know, they see it blatantly. Nobody's hiding. So
I agree. Well, let's wrap it up. This has been a fun discussion.
Yes, you guys. Thank you for listening. We love you guys so much. Please send any questions or topics that you have for us to our email at whoamitojudgepod. And make sure that you rate us and review. Thank you guys for also watching on YouTube. Y'all really been getting
We got our numbers
up
on
and
YouTube,
we
so we're very happy. Thank y'all. We'll see y'all next.
Alexis is out.
Will we see them next week? Are we doing like a Thanksgiving week episode or?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll
we
see
had
y'all next
no
week.
days off. We had no days off, y'all.
We'll see y'all next week.
I'll be 32. Love you.
Samantha's birthday's on Friday. Say happy birthday in the comments. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for listening. Remember to email us your discussion topics at whoamitojudgepod@gmail.com. Also, remember to subscribe to Who Am I to Judge podcast on Spotify and everywhere you get your podcast. If you love us, please rate us and review. And if you don't, leave us alone. Tell a friend to tell a friend. See y'all next week. Bye, friends.